Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called They Called Their God Science, written by HatchitHeid. Long ago, the Orcs, Elves, Dwarves, and Humans lived in a fragile peace. Each of the races watched warily to see who would initiate warfare and bring about the wrath of others. That all changed when a freak event caused humanity to lose their magic. This prompted the elves, dwarves, and orcs to attack humanity. This sudden power shift led to humanity being enslaved, but they refused to give up hope. Dwarves had used human slaves to dig deep into the mountains, searching for ore. Elven mages had used prisoners for sick experiments in magic. Orcs had gorged themselves on entire villages of humans until their mass bodies stopped breathing. One powerful human mage saw the events that would cause humanity to lose their magical abilities. He took many humans to an island, not on any map, and for years they toiled and researched for a way to fight back. Eventually, after 1,000 years, humanity was ready for revenge. A fleet of steel warships set sail for the lands they once called home. No human would be a slave again. The three races would feel humanity's hate. One morning, at the port of the grand city of magic, the de facto international capital city, due to its abundance of magic and cultural value, a perfect place to send a message. As orcs, dwarves, and elves went about their days, using their human slaves however they saw fit, a massive shadow could be seen in the mist offshore. Most paid it no mind, but some were curious. "Watch that!" an orc said aloud, drawing more people to look at the approaching shadow. Soon, the shadow took shape, a massive steel battleship. Its four twin 41-centimeter guns let loose, and the naval bombardment had begun. For days, the human battleships and its escorts bombarded the city. The three races tried to put up a fight, but the machine gun fire from the human fleets stopped their Virums from getting close. Soon after launching their fighters, humanity had air superiority. Their fighter planes were faster and could fly higher than any dragon or wyvern. Their 20mm cannons were more powerful than the magic of aerial mages, able to smother the fire of a wyvern's shells and pierce through dragon scales with ease. On the ground, it was a different story. While guns proved effective for a short time, new armor made by the dwarves could stop a bullet. A prolonged 4-year war followed, humanity versus the allied races. Humanity had managed to reclaim some of its old territory. As word spread, human slaves escaped and headed for human lands. "How dare they attack us?" the king of dwarves shouted. "They are our slaves. They should be honored to serve superior beings like us," the elf queen stated. "They attacked the sacred city with this dirty, what do they call it?" the orc matriarch said. "Science," the dwarf king scoffed. "It is a perversion of nature. The smoke and pollution it creates is disgusting," the elf queen stated. "You hate us for attacking you, but do you not remember? You attacked us first," a voice said. The three leaders looked at the area the voice came from. A man with 4 soldiers around him walked out of the shadows. The guards of the three leaders acted quickly, but were cut down. "Surprised?" the now clearly human man asked mockingly. "Our newest gun is able to punch through that armor of yours," the human man stated. "What do you want, slave?" the dwarf king asked the human. "I know you remember, your majesty," the human said to the elf queen mockingly. "Your kind lost its magical power, thus you became property," the elf queen stated flatly. The dwarf king and orc matriarch stood up and prepared to utilize their powerful magic to attack. One of the soldiers shot the dwarf king in the shoulder, causing all three to be shocked. The dwarf king had the best armor in the world, but this new gun was able to render it useless. "I have a message for you," Surrender or be annihilated, the man stated. You may have shines on your side, but it's not the trump card you think it is. We are holding you off, the Orc matriarch stated. For now, the man replied. Look over in that direction, the human stated, handing out darkened goggles. You expect us to wear these? The elf queen stated, offended. Your kind with your superior eyes will be even worse off than us. I recommend you do, the human man stated. Despite his hatred of the human, the dwarf king's curiosity was too strong. He took the goggles and put them on, as did the orc matriarch. Reluctantly, the queen also put on the goggles. As the 5 humans and 3 soldiers looked out towards the horizon, the man said, Over there is our HQ. Before anyone could say anything, the horizon was wiped out by a light brighter than the midday sun. The sky turned from white to yellow, then orange and red, before darkening to an inky purple. Smoke rose from the clouds, rolled back to reveal an enormous mushroom cloud reaching up towards the heavens. Our HQ is 100 kilometers away, the dwarf king said, dropping to his knees. Was, the human corrected. You have 48 hours to surrender, or we'll wipe you out with our atom bombs, the man stated as he left, leaving the 3 stunned. The orcs immediately surrendered, turning over any humans they still had, living or dead. The dwarves thought of building defenses, but they remembered how long it took to make armor to stop a bullet. If they could make an A-bomb defenses, it would take too long. At the 11th hour, the dwarves surrendered to humanity. Only the elves continued to fight for 3 more days until an aircraft at 10,000 meters, far, far above what any winged beast or ranged magical attack could reach, dropped a bomb on the capital city. Once again, a light brighter than the sun could be seen, followed by the dreaded mushroom cloud. With the death of their queen and general, the elven forces surrendered. Humanity had won. They took revenge, and science is what enabled them to do so. Some of the other races say humanity is godless, but others say that humanity has a god amongst gods, and its name is science. End of story. Story number 2. The most recent reason humans are considered insane, written by ArmouredCadian. Many alien species have many complaints about the humans. Typically, these complaints emerge after some sort of conflict with the humans. Mostly because humans seem to thrive on various types of conflict, which is believed to be the remnant of more primitive times when conflict was necessary for their survival. But the most recent complaint levied to the Galactic Council had the human representative want to bash his head against his desk. Except that if he did that, he might accidentally validate the complaint. These crazy apes, when we encounter their weapon with our superior defensive tech, refuse to surrender like us civilized beings, and instead decided that the appropriate response was to ram our ships with their own. These bloody savages don't deserve a spot on the civilized council. The Malcor representative was busy ranting. At this point, the human representative pressed the button at his station, signaling that he would like a chance to speak. When the council moderator signaled that it was his turn, he rose to his feet. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, as many of you may be aware, the Malcor have a history of taking those who surrender to them as slaves for a period. Humans find this practice repulsive, and most humans would rather die than be a slave. As a result, the crews of the fleet in question decided that they would rather die in a blaze of glory and attempt what they thought would be a suicide charge. How were they to know that the Malcor ships had no armor behind their shields, or that the shields wouldn't even try to stop something of the mass of a ship? Honestly, the crews only survived due to the sturdy human engineering of the prow to resist asteroids and space debris impact. and the Malcor ships having a glaring weakness. Best to not let them know about the old naval traditions of armored prowls for ramming, he thought to himself as he sat back down. At this point, the moderator signaled quiet and then spoke. The human tendency towards using any tactic to win a fight and their disapproval of slavery is well-known facts. Furthermore, if you had spent any time at all researching the humans before engaging in conflict with them, you would know that ramming things is a common solution for them. They have done it many times in their history and their media. Yeah, honestly, your complaints are groundless, and this council has officially hit the required quota of stupid complaints for me to officially declare that this council will no longer field complaints directed at the humans unless they involve a breach of the council's rules of war, which I will take this opportunity to remind you was written by the humans. This meeting is adjourned. End of story. I would just quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Dragon Soup, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Red Panda 121, Leslie 517, Bushmaster 177, Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Sans the Skeleton, Lightjock, Dragzoon WRE, and Lord Azrakal. Thank you very much.